Good to go? All right. Welcome, everybody, to Season 3, Episode 14 of the Fantasy Guys. We are officially live. Eric, you know your face is on the camera right now. I just want to let you know because this camera is showing. So, shout out to my boy, Eric Ratonia. One of the Fantasy Guys is in the building today. We finally got him in. We had to, make sure we... got some schedules correct and everything. The contracts, he wouldn't sign it originally, but now we're good to go. Again, this is Season 3, Episode 14 of the Fantasy Guys. We are officially live. First of all, let's give a shout out to the people who are in the building today. Chilling in the back, doing the ones and twos is Yusuf Thabit. As always, we appreciate him doing his thing. To the right of me, rocking the Michigan gear, waiting for this college football playoff seeding to drop as Big Bro Mo T. He's in the building today. Of course, to the left of me, like I just mentioned, I have Eric Ratonia. He's ready to give you guys his starts and sits and Ratonia ringers. All right, get ready for those ringers. And then to the left of me, to the left of Eric and I, is our guest for today is Mahmood Malahi, aka Mock, is in the building. Go ahead and give him a round of applause. Mock, y'all gonna figure it out. He knows what he's talking about. So shout out to Mock. And the reason why that chair is empty next to him, because Tony shows up on Tony time. So we gotta just be sure we wait for him and get ready to show up. But looking forward to a great show today, man. There's a lot to talk about, a lot of topics. When we do the debate time, I had to pick 3 or 4, and because there was more to talk about. But I was like, we can save that maybe for a following week or so. Of course, like I said, you got the college football playoff dropping, fantasy leagues. You're down to the last 2 weeks. I know there's a lot of teams out there worried, if they're going to make it in or not, and then seeding wise and everything. So it should be an interesting last couple weeks. But before we continue on with the show, first of all, be sure to follow us on all of our socials. You have YouTube Oz Media, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok under Oz Media. You can listen to our shows later on Apple and Spotify podcasts under Oz Media. If you want to call in, I got my phone right here next to me. The number is 313-306-1750. Again, 313-306-1750. Feel free to call in. I'll be sure to answer all of your questions in any of the starts and sits. And then we got to give a shout out to the sponsors, of course. You got Balkan House, Juice Box, Qahwah House, BC Adhesives, Specialty Medical Center, Hanley International Academy, and Unique Coney Island. So we're going to start off with Unique Coney Island. We got to give a shout out to Sambo, Nate, and everybody over there at Unique Coney Island. And then we're going to officially get the show on the road. So shout out to Unique Coney Island.
All right, Yusuf, I'm looking for a place for some unique food.
It sounds like you're trying to go to Unique Coney Island.
It sounds like you're right. Unique Coney Island is famous for their original unique pita, homemade chicken lemon rice, unique chicken qalaba, shawarma, gyro, and much more. They also now have a rewards program where every 100 points you get $7 off your next meal. They currently have 2 locations, one in Sterling Heights and one in downtown Detroit. So if you're looking for a place that has unique foods, be sure to stop by Unique Coney Island.
All right, we're officially back, ready on the road. First of all, I just want to say, just check in with the people that are in the building today. Let's start off with the guest, Mock, how you been? How's your fantasy teams doing? You know what I'm saying? I just want to check in with you, man. What's new with you, Mock?
Wallah, alhamdulillah. Right now, it's a battle with the Young Buck League. I'm sure you know what it is.
Yeah.
From second to 7 is 7 and 5. We're all battling. It's a 8-man playoff, 12-man league, and then my other league is the HFFL. It's 10-man. It's a battle too. It's a must-win this week. I started off, with DK Metcalf, so it's a great week in both leagues, that and the Young Buck League.
Yeah.
It's a battle. I got to win these next 2 weeks, or I'm out in those 2 leagues.
Good luck with that, man. And then Eric Ratonia, how you been? Everything good with you, Eric, man? We're in the Fantasy Guys League. Eric's team's been solid all year. How's your other leagues going right now, man?
We're going all right. We're happy to be back. I tell you what, good to see you boys.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm actually 7 and 5 in all 3 of my leagues fighting. So pretty solidly in the playoff hunt. And we're excited about this late stretch here.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. This is what fantasy is all about, especially obviously you want your team to make the playoffs, obviously. This is the time of the year where let's be real right now. Everything that happened, once you get in, everything that happened can be thrown out the window. It's fantasy football. This is not like reality. Ultimately at the end of the day, anything can happen. I don't know how many times have we seen an 8 seed beat a 1 seed. You know what I'm saying? In fantasy football. So this is fun. Moti, You know, Moti is you sitting solidly in most of your leagues, if I'm correct. You know, what's good with you, Moti? Everything good?
Yeah, I think I have. I'm in 4 leagues, and I think in 3 of them, I'm definitely one of the top teams. One of them, I'm struggling. I'm battling for that 8th spot.
Which one is that? Champions League?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, with that said, just wanted to do a quick check-in with everybody. And if you're at home, listen, we answer all of your start and sit questions. I mean, if you're new to the show, we're here to answer all of your questions, so feel free to shoot them away. I'm just trying to prepare everything right here, and we're good to go. So we usually start off the show with a debate time. So that's what we're going to do, all right? So, you know, I asked these guys a question, and we're going to hear their answer. And the first question I want to ask is, you know, the Thursday night game, we watched it, and I'm not going to lie to you. I'm peeping out Dak Prescott, and I'm like, man, this guy is having a really good year. So the question that people are asking, and now I want to ask you guys, is Dak Prescott the MVP of the NFL right now if you had to vote currently? Is Dak Prescott the MVP? Mahmoud, we can start off with you.
I would say he's in the conversation. To be the MVP, I mean, there's a lot of quarterbacks that's been playing really good as well. You know, Lamar Jackson's been having a good year, and you have Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. You know, we have a lot of good quarterbacks in the conversation as well. But he's been having a great year. You know, with the interception going down since last year, and the numbers he's been putting up, I mean, he's in the conversation.
20 touchdowns in the last, I think, 6 games. The next quarterback only has 10, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. That was a stat that they had. So, and like, he's doubling the touchdown total of any quarterback in the last 6 games. I mean, he's been hot. He's for sure the hottest quarterback right now. But, Eric, do you think he's the MVP of the league right now?
He's in the conversation, and he deserves to be in the conversation. But at this point, for me, it's Jalen Hurts. He's got to be the MVP to this point.
You think so, just because he's the number 1 seed and the leader of the squad?
I think so, yeah.
Don't you feel like his numbers kind of dropped a little bit, though, like from last year to this year?
Yep, for sure. But they are hitting the hardest stretch of possibly any football team's schedule, and they're taking it head on, and they're getting wins.
So you're going to just hype up Salt like this right now, Eric?
I hate to hype up Salt, my Delaware cousin, but you know what? Yeah, I do think he's the MVP at this point.
That's funny. Moti, is Dak Prescott the MVP of the fantasy league right now? I mean, of the fantasy, I mean NFL.
Yeah, I'm gonna echo what Eric said.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't think he's the best quarterback in his division. Honestly, I would definitely go to Jalen Hurts. I'll look at other things. I mean, even though Dak is playing very good ball, and I think he's playing himself into a new contract with Dallas, in my opinion. But for me, the front runner for right now is Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know their numbers. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys, like, this is what he's doing, this is what he's doing. But I just feel like Dak Prescott, you know, he's taking his team to a new level right now, and I think Dallas is looking really good. I think, you know, after this week, I mean, they play for San Fran, Philly does, but next week could be a big week for standings for the NFC East, and to be honest with you, for the MVP talk, you know? Because I think it's Dak, Jalen Hurts, and Lamar, the top 3 MVP right now. Rankings, I mean, in any order you want. But next week will be a big week, I think, for both of them, and Philly's going to Dallas. If Philly wins and Jalen Hurts plays just as good, if not better than Dak, I for sure think that he's the MVP. But, man, Dak has been on fire, man. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not a big Dak Prescott fan. I thought, like, he's, you know, I could have sworn maybe in the beginning of the year I was going hard on him, saying I can't trust him. I said Jared Goff is a better quarterback than him. But definitely it's not true. I think Dak Prescott, you know, he's definitely up there in terms of quarterbacks, especially in the NFC. Like, if you sat there and ranked them, I mean, I think it's Hurts and Dak. And, you know, top number 3 could be a toss-up to anybody really right now in the NFC. So, yeah, man, you know, so that's definitely one of those kind of questions that I wanted to hear what you guys had to say. I think Dino.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, let's give credit to McCarthy, right?
Yeah.
For sure. That's what I was going to say as well.
He turned over, you know, he became the play caller this year after they let Kellen Moore go. And I think he upped his game. I think that whole offense changed with, you know what I'm saying, McCarthy being a play caller, you know, so.
They're doing a great job of using CeeDee Lamb just as a weapon. So they can play him at any of the wide receiver positions. And so they're able to identify a mismatch that they see and exploit it. I mean, they're just hammering CeeDee Lamb with targets. And he's a great player, so he's coming through.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb, low-key sleeper, a pickup, great pickup for anybody that had him maybe in the first, second round because he's balling right now.
I'm a fan of Jake Ferguson, bro.
Yeah.
I like him.
He's playing good too, man. Shout out to Jake Ferguson. Shout out to the fellas, especially to my brother Mock. This is Dino. I got a tough one. Waddle or Pittman? Can we help Dino get the number 1 seed right here? Is the question. I'm looking at you, Mock, because I'm gonna put you on that spot right now. Because I know you said you was the number 2 seed in that league. So where would you go? Jalen Waddle, Miami is playing against Washington, or Michael Pittman, Indianapolis is playing against Tennessee?
To be honest with you, that is a tough one.
It is.
And with the way Michael Pittman's been playing, he's been having probably one of the best years I've seen in the past couple of years he's been having. And he was actually one of my boom Phillies. So, Dino, I'd say fire up Pittman, man.
All right, there you go. Michael Pittman, Eric Antonio.
That's a good one. I'm gonna go Waddle though. I think just he can win your week with just a couple plays.
Yeah.
He's explosive. He hasn't been doing it this year, but I do like that matchup. Washington's secondary is real bad, so I would lean Waddle, but Pittman's a great option as well.
Yeah, listen, you gotta let us know who your other receivers are, because I think these are 2 great options, especially this week. I think Waddle against Washington secondary and Pittman against Tennessee secondary. Both safe floors to me, and both can have a touchdown in there too. Moti, who would you go with?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Waddle. Just like you mentioned, Washington secondary is in the bottom of the league. And I would fire up that Miami offense. Whoever you got in Miami, just fire all them up. I mean, I compare Waddle to the Devontae Smith situation in Philly, right? Mm-hmm. Their quarterback is their friend, right? But they still have a true number 1 on the other side. So they're gonna be left to be the number 2, and that's okay because both offenses are explosive and they could pop any day.
Yeah, I think you can't go wrong with either of them, Dino. Honestly, I know it's not really answering it, but I really do believe they're going to be solid, both of them. But I might slightly lean towards Waddle a little bit. But Pittman, I can see him having another great week as well. Again, playing against Tennessee secondary. And they're going to need him. They're going to need him for sure. All right. So Sonny said, Moti, wow, here we go, and Waddle. So Sonny's tuning in, Moti. And
shout out to Sonny.
Yeah, shout out to Sonny. Got some big matchups happening this coming Wednesday in the LOL League. All right. So for those, this is maybe we're like a week late. Another debate time question. So Tom Brady came out saying that the NFL has a lot of mediocrity. Okay. So basically saying how the NFL, is leaning more towards the offense, and players can't go across the middle and without hitting somebody and then getting flagged. And he kind of just talked about a lot of different stuff. Do you agree? And he was talking about coaches not that great and quarterbacks not playing up to that level that they used to. Do you agree with Tom Brady, Eric? I'll start off with you. Do you think that the NFL has become a mediocre from what it used to be maybe 10 to 15 years ago?
I think it's actually gotten more competitive. I do understand some of his points, though. The changes the league has made to, emphasize offense and protect the quarterbacks, I do understand his points. But the idea of mediocrity and calling out some coaches, look, there's always half of the coaches that could be replaced, right, in any given year, that even during his time. And so Tom, he's kind of doing the old man yelling at the kids on his lawn thing now that he's out of the league, and that's fine. Every generation likes to do it. Oh, our generation was the best. So I think there's some validity to some of the things he's saying as far as the rule changes, but he's just being annoying.
It's funny. He just left last year. You know what I'm saying? This is his first year being out of the league. So, I mean, he's been playing in this league, up until this point. But, Moti, what are your thoughts? Do you think it's true?
Yeah, man, I'll never disagree with the GOAT.
Anything he said.
Anything he says, you know what I'm saying? But no, yeah, I mean, I agree. I think offensively, if I'm not mistaken, the numbers are down, and offense, fans like to see offense. And going back to what Eric said, definitely the rules plays a big factor in everything. People are used to those big hits. People are used to, seeing guys, lay people out. So that's probably, what Tom is trying to say is, he sees people being mediocre because offense rules the game right now. A lot of people are offensive players are getting away with a lot of things, and people like to see hits. People like to see scoring. So I think he's tapping into that.
Mark, what do you think, man? Is what Tom Brady's saying true?
I mean, I can agree with that, to be honest with you. With the way that quarterbacks are getting hit and protected, to be honest, you push him and get on top of him real quick, and then you're just going to throw a flag and 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. That could change the whole game. And like Moti said, man, I got to agree with the GOAT, man. You with him.
Yeah. So I'm not going to lie to you guys. I hate that rule right there, the flag on the quarterbacks, man. Like that's like the number one rule to me that has like changed the game for obviously the worse. Like there's some people who are literally just pushing the quarterback and they fall to the ground and literally they hit the quarterback, and it's depending on how you hit them, and if you fall on top of them, you know, you get flagged. And it's crazy, man, how many times like it would be like a 3rd down and 7 incomplete pass turn to a 1st down, and obviously, like you said, it changes the whole landscape of the game, you know. So I could see that part. There's definitely some rules that need to be reviewed and maybe in the off season, but overall, to me, I think the game is still great. You know, people are watching. I guarantee the numbers are as better than ever, you know, because of obviously with fantasy football included and stuff. So, I mean, Tom, like you said, Eric, he's just, you know, doing that post retirement conversation and just looking for something to talk about, still be kind of relevant in the news. So shout out to Tom Brady, though. He is the GOAT. We appreciate him. You know, Moti and Mark mentioned, you know, U of M. You know, we're gonna figure it out, by the way. It's 11:46 at 12 o'clock when it drops. You know, we'll give you guys a live breakdown of the college football playoffs. So we're like 15 minutes away. We got Yusuf. He'll help us out with that. Yusuf, you know what? We're going to let you break it down. Make sure you turn on the mic and then go from 4 to 1, all right? Nobody can look at their phones. Don't look at no updates. We're going to let Yusuf help us get that. All right, so the next debate time. Would you, this is Moti's. This is Moti. Moti sent it in the group. I was like, that is actually a great question, okay? So he's saying this because, what's his name?
Jonas
Jackson. I think Jonas, right? Jonah Jackson, you know, our guard on the Lions. He's playing? Oh, he's active. Dang, you should have never said that until after I asked the question. So basically, you know, there's rumors that, you know, he might be not playing to save his body because he's in a contract situation. So anyways, Moti asks, would you hold out on your team for your personal financial gains, or would you sacrifice a payday to satisfy your teammates who are on a run for a Super Bowl this year? You know what I'm saying? So basically, let's say you're like 80%. Would you just sit out because you know you're about to get a contract this upcoming year? Or would you, you know, battle it out so that, you know, you're helping out your team and your teammates because you might be going far this year? Moti, since it was your question, it's time for you to start this one. Moti's going to be like, you know, what you going to do, Moti? You going to follow the money?
I am naturally a team player.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like in everything in life. But, you know, I've learned the hard way that people are selfish. And sometimes you got to be selfish. So me personally, I would take the money.
For real?
Yeah.
So you would sit out if you ain't 100%?
I would sit out because at the end of the day, the team itself is selfish too. Because if you're not able to perform at a level, they'll cut you. You know, they'll replace you. So in that sense, I am a business in myself. You know what I'm saying? Within myself. So, you know, I'm definitely looking out for myself. I'm definitely looking out for my family. I'm definitely sitting out if I'm not 100%.
Interesting. Eric Otonia, your thoughts?
That's an interesting take, because that take is kind of what Brady was yelling at the people on the lawn about.
Get off my grass.
Egotistical, you know, generation, and it's me. I think it's absolutely crazy to have that kind of thought process. But at the same time, I recognize it. It is a business, but there's a time and place for everything. So I think mid-season, you know, like that's it. You turn it off. Business is business now, and now you focus on your team and the team. So I would always put the team first. I always have an affinity for the Red Wings, and one of the things growing up was that we had stacked teams, but we were able to recruit more all-stars because our best players would take pay cuts to allow them to come onto the team.
Tom Brady did that too. Shout out to Tom Brady.
And that is one thing that Tom did all throughout his career, and he's one of the few in NFL comparatively that has done that. But that's the type of putting the team first that allows those business things take place on the side. So Tom took less so that his guys could still get what they felt they were deserved.
Yeah, I like what you said about middle of the season. Like, if it was in the beginning of the season, maybe, you know, all right, you know, it's still in the beginning of the year. But now that we're reaching, like, the playoff picture is starting to shape out, it's time to, like, get your guys going. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would probably try to battle it out. How about you, Mahmood?
To be honest, I would agree. If I'm injured and if I'm 80%, I can go. And it's playoffs and I'm pushing for the Super Bowl run, I'm going to play. And it's all about my team, you know. But if I can't go, like, you know, I'm injured, and I know for sure if I go out there and I'm going to get injured real bad, then I'm not going out there. But taking, like you said, with Tom Brady sitting down and that, taking. I mean, the pay cuts. Yeah, I can. If it's for the team, I'm gonna do it. To be honest,
You guys gotta. You guys.
We talking. We
Hold on. You guys. First of all, it's a difference of probably 20, 30 million. You guys talking about right now. Secondly, Tom Brady took pay cuts because he had other endorsement deals that was making up the money. You know what I'm saying? And but at the end of the day, you guys are not turning down $30 million. You're not doing it. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean by this? I don't know if I.
What I mean by this is if he gets re-injured, right? He's going into the offseason now. The other side, which it could be Lions or other teams, now they're in control. Like, we're not giving you that. We're not paying you top 5 guard. You're injured. You're hurt. You didn't perform enough, last year, or you're injury prone, we think. So as far as, you know what I'm saying, leverage, they have leverage over you. Or
you're definitely not getting.
Or you sit out, get healthy into next year, where you could show them, look, I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Or at least play in the playoffs or something. They're talking about in this run, the debate is in this run to the, for a playoffs or for division or whatever, Super Bowl, that he's deciding not to play. He's playing today, but that was like the whole argument.
Yeah.
In the week.
No, it's definitely one of those interesting takes that you got to wonder. So here we go. We got a couple comments. We got Christian Kirk or Cortland Sutton. Christian Kirk or Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, they're going for my Boom Phillies.
Both of them?
No, I had Cortland Sutton. He's been explosive. That is probably the hottest team right now. They're on a good, probably 5-game winning streak, I believe. Russell Wilson and Cortland Sutton is having a good connection. I'm actually going to go Cortland Sutton. I could see him getting a touchdown.
Eric Antonio?
I'm going to go Kirk. Bengals secondary is real bad, but I do like Sutton. And Sutton has been Russ's guy, so can't go wrong.
Sutton low-key having a solid year, you know what I'm saying? Like, you maybe have got him in the 8th, 9th round, probably playing like a flex for you. You could put him in your flex option. He's been giving people like at least 12 to 15 like almost every week. Moti, Sutton or Kirk?
Yeah, I'm going to go Sutton. The Jaguars are targeting Ridley a little more. Kirk started off the year as number 1 there. Now it's going back to Ridley. And Sutton is a clear number 1 at Denver. And you're right, Russ and him has this connection. He comes up with these crazy catches every week. He's a solid receiver. And I think Dave, like, people laughed at Dave when he traded me early in the year. I think Dave got me.
Dave got me too, Moti.
Think about it. A 10 cent and Sutton for DK.
All right, here we go. We got more comments. So Uncle Eddie put Choop, what up, nephews? Uncle Eddie's gonna be on the show next week with Sadiq, so we're looking forward to that. Uncle Ed always comes on the show the week before the fantasy playoffs because his thing is he's gonna help you get into the playoffs. That's Unc for you. You know what I'm saying? Mahmood Malahi said final ballot. Uncle Eddie said Moti drinking hot cocoa. I don't know. Are you drinking hot cocoa right now? I mean, there you go. Michigan, Washington, Texas, FSU. I mean, we got people predicting it. They're just having a nice conversations with each other. Did Tony get fired? I don't know where is he at, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know if he's going to show up now this late. And Jose's still sleeping. He had a long night last night. It said Mahmood Malahi. Shout out to Mookie. Appreciate you. Looking forward to it. Let's see. I actually got a text message from Tony. There you go. Not gonna make it. Well, we're gonna be 4 deep today. I got one last bonus question before we go to our next ad and talk about the Lions. It's actually related to the Lions. Okay, so I'm thinking about it. I'm looking at it. These last couple of games, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not a great look for Jared Goff. All right, he had like 6 turnovers in the last 2 games, 3 fumbles and 3 interceptions. Guys, we just activated Hendon Hooker and he's been practicing. Not this year, but going into next year. And the reason why I'm asking this, because Goff is looking at $40 million a year. Would you go with Hendon Hooker, or would you give Jared Goff $40 million? And before you answer this question, just know Amon-Ra is up for a contract. Penei Sewell is up for a contract. We got a couple big name players on our teams. Jonah Jackson is up for a contract. So with that said, would you roll with Hendon Hooker and tell Jared Goff, hey, you're going to play out, I think he has 1 more year of like option, or, you got to go? Or would you pay Jared Goff? Who wants to go? Moti, you want to go? Go ahead.
I was on the Jared Goff bandwagon early when everybody was attacking me, and, they even clipped the clip when I was defending him. But at the end of the day, Jared Goff, that $40 million to me is value. It's value money. I would definitely pay him the 40, but I don't think he wants 40. I think he's the type, he wants 50. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the going rate for those quarterbacks, especially if he puts up, if we win the division and we have the success and he ends the year well, he's going to definitely want 50. So I definitely won't pay him 50, but I will give him that 40 for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? And Hooker, guys, we haven't seen nothing yet. So going into next year, I'd definitely pick up that option for Goff and have Hooker as the backup. You know what I'm saying? And we just go from there, man. But
what if Goff wants to get paid and doesn't want to pick up that option?
No, I think it's a team option.
So it's our choice?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we definitely would pick that up. I think it's valued at like $30 million, something like that. But I would pay the Jonah Jacksons. I would pay the Penei Sewells. I'll pay the, Amar St. Brown. I'll pay those guys before I pay Goff.
Eric Antonio.
I was on the extend Goff train early in the year, and I haven't taken a step off. I still think it's worth it. Because to your point, we haven't seen Hooker. I think, even the way that Campbell was talking about how he slinged the rock this week, I think is good. It's kind of the reason that we drafted Hooker, right? Possibly to be the heir apparent. With that said, I think it's a 2-year option that we would be locked in with Goff.
I think this is the first year of the 2-year option.
Okay. So we're already in on the option.
Yeah.
So he's the extension. I'm still in. I'm not going to get off because he had 2 bad games. I still think he is the straw that stirs the drink. And we need him to be great. We really do. We need him to not turn the ball over. I'm sorry. We don't need him to be great. We need him to not be bad.
Yeah, I agree. So you'll still go with Goff?
Good. See, but us drafting Hendon Hooker in the 3rd round, we only got 4 years with him. So.
That's what I'm saying, guys.
Yeah.
Got that rookie deal. Going to be making no more than $1 million a year, Mahmood. Hendon Hooker for the next 4 years. Bro, we can get anybody we want. We can re-sign anybody and get anyone we want. Like, we're going to be financially flexible. And maybe we could flip Goff for, because he's obviously still relevant. Mahmoud, what would you do going into next year?
To be honest, I agree with Moti. I would pay the guys, St. Brown and Swelly and all of them. And with Jared Goff, he did have an incredible year in the beginning. I mean, like you said, I'm not going to take it away from him for two bad games. But I would see the player option. I mean, the team option. See how he does this year. See how far we can get with him. And if we can get really, really far, divisional game, or probably go to the Super Bowl. I know everybody's Lions fans' the biggest dream right there. And I would pay him.
I'm not going to lie to you guys. Go ahead, Moti. What are you going to say?
But going back to the whole, what would you do for your team, right? Goff ain't taking no pay cut.
No, he's not.
You know what I'm saying?
He's not, though. I mean, it's a different situation because he don't got, like you said, he don't got those endorsement deals, though, man.
There goes this.
I mean, it is. Let's be real. I mean, that's definitely.
Bro, he's not taking $40 million. How about that?
I don't know.
I'm telling you, these quarterbacks, especially if he ends up in the top 10 of whatever stats, these guys are getting paid 50 plus.
Yeah.
If it's 50 plus, I'm not paying him.
You know what I'm saying? He's gonna want 50 plus. I'm telling y'all.
Listen, I'm just gonna quickly say this before we run our ad and move on. I am not going with Jared Goff. I'm not gonna lie to you. We drafted Hendon Hooker. He is getting healthy, guys. He was a Heisman finalist before he tore his ACL. Tennessee was flying high. I know there's a question mark, but guys, let's be real right now. Listen, Goff is doing good. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's doing solid. I was a roller coaster with Jared Goff. I appreciate him for what he has done. But I'm not going to lie to you, that money part is just to me, it's a huge deal. And not only that, I do think Hendon Hooker is good enough. He's mobile. He can move around. We can make him into the quarterback that we want, and we only have 3 more years left with him after this year. So to me, take advantage of that. Jared Goff is not a quarterback that if we leave, we're not going to sit here and say, dang, we miss Jared Goff, man. He's not. He's solid, don't get me wrong, but I don't think we're going to be to me, everyone else on the team is more important than Jared Goff of having, in terms of keeping them on the team. I think Amun-Ra, Sewell, the Jacksons, if we have a great offensive line, load up on defense, and have Hendon Hooker at quarterback, to me, that's a way better formula going into next year than coming back with Jared Goff. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. Goff did his job. We're probably going to win a division. And, hopefully we win 1 playoff game. But we are not going to win a Super Bowl, I think, with Jared Goff. These last 2 weeks showed us, my man, when he gets pressured, nothing. You get nothing. Anytime he's pressured, you get nothing. Not even a throwaway sometimes. The last 2 games, what are you doing? Let go of the football. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's been trying to run lately. Like why are you trying to run, Jared Goff? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know.
High knees.
Yeah, like my man be run. I was telling him he's like a stiff tree running, trying to get out of the pocket. But like, listen, Goff. And I'm not saying this to go hard on my man Goff. Well, like I'm so happy for him. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's probably done more for us than what Stafford has done in a 2-3 year span. Borderline, you know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of winning, but I know we have a way better team and culture around. But I'm just saying, like, I appreciate Goff. And if he did leave, I would be no hard feelings. Like, even if he had a terrible playoff game, I would still not be upset at him, especially if we win a division. But, you know, to me, man, like, that's why we drafted Hendon Hooker. Like, the third-round picks are big. You can't just draft a guy to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Especially a third-round pick. Like, nowadays, you could get a Pro Bowler for a third-round pick. So, you know, I mean, that's just my take. I'm sorry about Jared Goff fans out there. Just had to put that out there, all right? Yusuf, go ahead, Moti.
Right quick, Ben Johnson is also going to leave.
Yeah, that's my only issue. That's my only worry is that he might end up leaving.
You know, because I think he deserves some credit for Jared Goff's play also.
That's another thing. Like, you know, we don't get no Ben Johnson. Who knows what Goff is going to be like next year? But I do think we sleep on Dan Campbell as a coach too. Like, I think he definitely like has his hands on a lot of stuff that we don't probably give him credit for. We usually say Ben Johnson, and then, I mean, Aaron Glenn to me, one of the most overrated coaches in the NFL. By the way, Aaron Glenn to me, man, like this guy. Well, we could talk about that later. All right, shout out to we're gonna give a shout out to Juice Box, the Cuzzo, Hakeem Adam. You know, we actually seen him yesterday, and then we're gonna talk about a little bit more into the Lions and answer some of your questions. And believe it or not, it is 12:02, so we could get the breakdown of the college football playoff too, Yusuf, if you could get that ready. So, shout out to Juice Box.
All right, Yusuf, I want you to envision this with me, okay? Imagine you just had a long day at work, and all you want is a nice, cool, refreshing drink to top it all off. Do you know where you stop by at, Yusuf?
It's got to be Juice Box.
It's definitely Juice Box. If you're looking for a place with the best smoothies, milkshakes, ice cream, cereal bars, and slushies, then Juice Box is your one-stop shop. You can try things like their Biscoff or Nutella shakes, crepes, watermelon blast, strawberry burst, or mango smoothies. And if you're looking for a place to hang out, they have a comfortable outdoor patio/courtyard area that you and your friends can enjoy while trying those delicious drinks. So be sure to stop by Juice Box. They have a Hamtramck location right there on Joseph Campo, with more locations coming soon. You'll be sure to leave there with a big smile on your face. You'll also be able to order your drinks from the new Juice Box app, which will also be coming soon. It will be downloadable on all of your smartphone devices.
All right. So here we go. We got a couple comments right quick. So Uncle Eddie said that's the Final Four. I mean, he's going off of that. Then we got Yusuf said these last 6 games determine Goff's future. I agree. I mean, I think these last 6 games could be huge for him, depending on where he goes. Then Mahmood Malahi said, heck no, send them packing to go play golf. We had a debate of who's the funniest Malahi, Moti. Mahmood Malahi is trying to get, you know, did you end up voting? Who did you vote for, by the way?
Well, they didn't ask me, but for me, it's Hussein.
Hussein. Yeah. Who's the funniest Malahi? I know you're a Malahi too, but who's the funniest Malahi too?
I got to give it to Mo, man. You got to hear some funny stories he tell you, man.
No,
I had some crazy, funny videos from Muhammad, my cousin. To me, he's the funniest Malahi out there.
That's
Sorry
funny.
to all the Malahis, but I'm going to give it to Mo Malahi.
Uncle Eddie put 3 years, 99 million, or start Hooker. So basically, Uncle Eddie's saying 33 million a year. If not, start Hooker.
I think he was talking about a deal on A-Mile.
Oh, 3 for 99?
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Mahmoud Malahi said 30 million tops. A.B. Abraham said pause. Eric, don't get off. I don't know. You may have said something, so he's hitting you with that pause button.
Pause.
Yeah. And then Mahmoud Malahi said, I seen Eric doing an F-150 commercial.
There you go, man. Mo Malahi's already making us all laugh.
That's funny, man.
That's funny,
Moti cracked up. All right, so with that said, let's talk about the Lions. You know, coming off an ugly game against the Packers, man, this is, to me, a must-win. I just want to throw this out there. The Lions game that got flexed to Denver, I was telling them yesterday, I was like, there's a couple reasons why that game got flexed. Obviously, it's a good game. Denver is hot. Lions, obviously, are Lions. But that could be, circle your calendar, it could be the division clinching game for the Lions if we take care of business these next 2 weeks. I think our magic number is 3. We hit 11, we got the division. We could beat New Orleans, beat Chicago. That game, big, because Minnesota and Green Bay already got 6 losses. They're not going to win 5 games, 6 games in a row. They're not, you know, and they play each other. So they're for sure, one of them are going to lose. So To me, the magic number is 3. Lions could clinch the division. In that Denver Saturday game, that would be huge at home. We want to do it at home because then the next 2 games are on the road, so it's going to kind of suck if we do it on the road, but whatever.
Primetime game.
Primetime game, it could be our division-winning game, huge game. I think that's why they kind of did it that way. But with that said, going back to what we were saying, Lions, what's going on? What's going on with the Lions? What are your thoughts? What needs to happen today for them to win, Mark? What do you guys say?
To be honest with you, I would say look into Amon-Ra. Look into Amon-Ra and run the ball. We when we run the ball with Gibbs and Montgomery, we are probably the top team in the NFL.
I feel like we kind of got away with that against the Green Bay. Like for some reason, I know the game was a little different, but we didn't really run the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And to be honest, with that Green Bay, we were down big.
Yeah.
We put ourselves in a deep hole and we couldn't come out of. They came back and scored touchdown after 2 touchdowns back to back.
Yeah.
And that Thanksgiving game was not the game for us, man. That showed me, to be honest, that we're not ready for the playoffs.
Yeah.
We're gonna run into who? You got the top 3 is 49ers, the Philly. Actually, Philly's number 1, then 49ers, then you got Dallas. Dallas is, to be honest, is one of the hottest in the NFL as well. Their defense is incredible. I'd say they're more scarier than the Lions in the playoffs, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why we hope that, the NFC East winner finishes, the second place winners at number 5. They play the NFC South, which they're going to probably blow them out. That's why the Lions need to finish at least number 3 if they do win the division so that we could play somebody like Seattle or Minnesota or whoever might finish.
Atlanta Falcons, don't sleep on them.
Yeah.
I know they're in the playoff hunt as well. Actually in the division.
Yeah.
So if the Lions take care of the New Orleans, then I'd see Atlanta going to win the division.
For sure. Eric Ratonia, what are your thoughts on just the state of the Lions and what's the key to victory today?
Yeah, I'm trying not to overreact to the last couple games, but you can't help yourself but be a little nervous about this defense, right?
Yeah.
We need to get off the field on 3rd down. Goff needs to take care of the ball. But I don't want to overreact because every team goes through slumps, right? And you ride the highs and lows of a season. Philly or 49ers lost a couple games in a row, and look at they got that train right back going. So I'm not discouraged overall. I think we can still right the ship and make some schematic changes defensively that hopefully get some benefit. Hopefully Irvin can give us a boost because we need something on the pass rush. But offensively, Goff has to take care of the ball. It's that simple. I think today, we get back on track. I think Goff takes care of the ball. We win going away pretty easily. I think it's going to be 28-25 Lions, but that's only because Carr gets a late touchdown after majority of game being a two-score game. So that's my prediction for today.
I like it. Moti, what are your thoughts on the current state of the Lions and where we're at? And by the way, I want to throw this out there too before Moti says anything. I've been, I could have some homer in me. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I get too hype about our local teams. We talk about some ridiculous stuff, but I'm gonna still stick by. Obviously, I think we're gonna win a division and hopefully we win a playoff game. But I do not think we are Super Bowl ready for sure. I think those 3 teams that you named are better than us. I think that we win a game, that would be great. But for sure, first step, let's win a division. But I know we don't want to overreact these last couple of games, Eric, but I don't think we're there. But, still a huge step. Winning the division and maybe winning a playoff game, huge step for us. I just don't think we're there. And that's why I think then Hendon Hooker could be a huge difference because he could get away, and move around whenever we're struggling and he could make plays himself. But go ahead, Motsi.
Yeah, last week you guys laughed at me and there was a clip, going around about my prediction of us. We should be happy with the division, just win the division. And you guys wanted a playoff game. I don't think they're there yet. I think it's an accomplishment if they win the division, but division games are always tough. So let's cancel that Green Bay game out, right? Now we had 10 days to prepare for New Orleans. And New Orleans is not a good team. They have a bad QB situation. They have a bunch of guys out. Now, if they want to gain the fans back, or gain the hype back, let's beat down on New Orleans. And I think how we're going to do that, it's defense. Like Eric said, I think we need to put pressure on the quarterback. I think Aaron Glenn need to send more blitzes. Have Carr think too much. He's not that talented enough where he's going to make the right play if he's under pressure. Even if Jameis Winston's in the game, he's same situation. We want to create turnovers, And I think that's how they win today. Jack Campbell is starting in place of Anzalone today. He's a first-round pick. There's a little hype around him. He needs to show us today that he's deserving of the starting job next year.
No, I agree, and I'm looking forward to watching that. To be honest with you, I'm looking forward to seeing Jack Campbell and seeing how he does. Because, like Moti says, he's a first-round pick, and hey, this is it was your chance. He got the green dot today too, which means he's calling plays. For the defense, he's the one that's he's the middle linebacker will be there, and so I'm looking forward. That's one thing I'm actually looking forward to is watching how he does, and just play good enough. You don't even got to sit there and be what's that linebacker name from Carolina Panthers? That was great. You don't
Kuechly.
Kuechly. You ain't got to be that guy, but just be the guy that leads us and makes plays when your name is called, and just ride the ship. Like Moti said, like put that pressure on Derek Carr. Have a good game. Aaron Glenn used to play for the Saints. This is like a homecoming kind of for him. Aaron Glenn, like I was saying before the ad, one of the most overrated coaches. He better I don't think he's ever gonna get a head coaching gig because I think that's why he didn't get one. Like Ben Johnson didn't want to leave. Aaron Glenn, to me, I think he didn't get a gig because people realized like, man, this guy is like, I don't know if I want this guy to be the leader of our team. Like look at his track record. Like to me, he's only been mediocre, like middle of the pack, if not bad, in terms of our defense. Like why are we not applying pressure on teams? Like people. I love Aiden Hutchinson. But, like, let's be real right now. Like, what's going on? Like, when was the last time he got a sack? Aiden Hutchinson. Like, so it's like, and I don't think it's because of Aiden Hutchinson. I just think we're just not finding ways to get our guys in good positions to make plays. So it's time for him to, Aaron Glenn, this is like his game. We got to call out Aaron Glenn. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Ahmad, I think the reason why, because as a coach, your personnel. You know your personnel to the point where you're calling defenses based on your personnel. Aaron Glenn knows that he doesn't have lockdown corners. I mentioned this last week. I remember somebody texted in saying that, no, we have Cam Sutton. He's our number one. He's in lockdown corner. We need a DN. And I mentioned it that we need a DN and a corner. Cam Sutton, to me, is a good number two. He proved to us that because he keeps getting beat the last couple of weeks.
First play of the game, Christian Watson. Right past him.
Keeps getting beat. You can't leave him on the island by himself. He needs help. He needs a safety over top. So again, teams like San Francisco, what they do, they win and got a need. You know what I'm saying? DN, I think, Holmes needed to make a move for us. Hopefully, Irvin brings that, leadership and, pressure and shows the young guys how to do it.
Quickly, would you guys want to sign Marcus Peters?
I think we should go after Shaq Leonard.
I mean, I don't think I think he's gonna make a decision between Philly and the Eagles. I think
He's
today
gonna go
or
for
Monday, because Philly or Dallas. I mean, but
Vegas ran Peters out of town, so for me, it's a no.
Well, Marcus Peters, to me, he takes chances here on mud. Sometimes they're good, but those guys that take chances also get beat. He's not who who used to be.
It'll be cheap though. It'll be cheap.
Yeah,
man.
but if you want to provide that, by the way, he's not a good team guy, man.
That's what I
he's a
heard.
bad
I think
locker
that's
guy.
why I
Bad
heard.
locker room guy.
I think that's why it might not work.
Then we shouldn't break up our defense. I mean, our defense has been good, and let's not forget we are playing New Orleans, who has been struggling this week. If we lose this week, we're in big trouble.
All right, Yusuf, any update on the playoff yet? They're just talking. They're just chilling. All right, so here we go. Fellas, start 2 PPR. Higgins, Puka, Connor, Brees. So pick 2 PPR. Higgins going against Jacksonville. Puka going up against Cleveland. Connor going up against Pittsburgh. Brees Hall going up. Jets are playing Atlanta. Pick 2. Eric, I'll start off with you. What you got?
Puka and Brees.
Me too. I'm going Puka and Brees.
Me too.
Yeah, I
Puka
can
and
agree
Brees.
with that.
There you go. So you got Puka and Brees to M Dave. Or M Dave. Yeah, well, DAV. So shout out to you. All right, Uncle Eddie, I agree with you. I'm going to maybe one playoff win. Winning the division is huge, said Uncle Eddie. NFC Championship at Philly, said Mahmood Malahi. We upsetting the 49ers. Who to start? AB Abraham. Shout out to AB, another fantasy guy. Pickett, Carr, Mayfield, or Minshew. Not a great situation, I can tell you that. Pickett, Carr, Mayfield, or Minshew. Obviously, he probably has a quarterback on bye. So who are you going to go with? Pickett, Carr, Mayfield, or Minshew?
To be honest, I would go Mayfield. He's playing the Panthers, and that's actually a rivalry game for him.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they let him go, and he was upset with that. I did have him picked up, but then I seen Jordan Love and went with Jordan Love on my team. But I would go Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Revenge game.
Hey,
You going Mayfield?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Godwin is out. Is he
No, I think he's playing.
playing? Yeah, I'm going Mayfield.
I mean, Mayfield's having an all right year, man. You know, like he's one of those guys. He's a roller coaster. You gotta take him for what he is. But he's having an all right year. You know, I don't know his exact numbers, but I know there's games where he has like 2-3 touchdowns in there. So, and to me, out of all those guys, he's all right. All right. Yusuf T, Cortland Sutton or Devin Singletary, who's low-key having an all right couple weeks.
I'm still going with Cortland Sutton, man. You know, like I told you, Russell Wilson and him is actually having a good chemistry over there, and he's still my boom Philly.
There you go. Eric Antonio.
I'll go Sutton. Is it? Did Pierce play last week?
He did.
He did. Yeah, and Singletary was just okay.
Yeah. So
I'll go Sutton.
just want to let y'all know that he's playing against. Obviously, they're playing each other. Sutton is playing against Houston. Singletary playing against Denver, which is like one of the worst defenses against the run. But Moti,
I'm going Sutton.
Yeah, I'm going Sutton too, man. Just a safe floor. Like I said, he's easy 12 to 15 every week, man. It was Singletary? Well, what did he get last week?
Yeah, 12.
Okay. All right, there you go. He just asked. That's just to ask us because it sounds like his mind is already set.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sutton, you know,
He
you're
didn't
going
get that
from
reassurance he was looking for.
you're going from wide receiver 1 to a split backfield, in Houston. I'd go Sutton.
All right. Will Levis or Sam Howell? I'm going Sam Howell, guys. People are sleeping on Sam Howell, guys. Top 8 fantasy quarterback, Sam Howell. Put some respect on that guy's name. I know Washington is not easy. Plus, they're playing Miami. It could be fireworks. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go Sam Howell. You guys agree with me on this?
I
one?
can go with Sam Howell. I mean, they are playing in Miami, and I feel like it's going to be a high-scoring game. McLaurin is going to find the end zone, and I feel like Sam Howell is going to have a good game.
Moti?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Sam Howell.
Sam Howell. All right. I hope we answered your question. Jose, Michigan. Oh, check, man. He did a quick update. What's going on? We got an update? All right, Jose, let me try to break the news. We got Yusuf here trying to break the news, man. You should have been in the studio, Jose. Where you at? All right, with that said, any final words on the lines, guys, before we move on to breaking down each game? Any final comments? Well, what's your score prediction, Mahmoud?
I'm going to go 27-21 Detroit Lions.
Moti?
It's crazy. Eric said 28-25, and he describes it's going to be 2 positions. To me, that's crazy because that might happen, but I'm going to go 31-21.
You know what's crazy? Lions are -4.5. That's what's crazy. Like, to me, man, guys, New Orleans is not easy a place to play. We've been struggling a little bit. I know they're not that great of a team, but it's still New Orleans, and it's not an easy place to play. -4.5 is more than a field goal. Anytime a game is more than a field goal, to me, like, that's like they don't have respect for the other team in a way sometimes. But with that said, I can see you said 27-21. That's actually a very good score. I'm gonna double down on Mahmoud's score. Yusuf, we're going to run the ad. We're waiting for Yusuf to give us a heads up on the college football playoff. All right, but we're gonna go ahead and give a shout out to BC Adhesives, our friends in Wisconsin. Shout out to Matt and Terry Cassidy. You know, Matt gave us a wonderful picture right after that Green Bay Packers game. He gave us the double birds. You know what I'm saying? You know, he said Happy Thanksgiving, and it was him and his dad. With a great, basically letting us know that the Packers took care of business. So shout out to BC Adhesives, and we'll get this. We're gonna break down each game and also give you our boom Phillies. So go ahead.
Shout out Terry.
I believe it's very important for every team to stick together. And what I do here at Oz Media to make sure we are all one glue is I stop by BC Adhesives.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what it's used for.
Nah, Yusuf, it's not. But you can go to BC Adhesives for all your industrial adhesives needs. They do food packaging, book binding, product assembly, and many other industrial services. So if you are in need of adhesives for your business or having trouble with your current adhesives applications, you can contact them by phone 1-888-679-9825 or go to their website at www.bcadhesives.com.
Once they get that going for the college football playoff, the Fantasy Guys League. Anybody want? I mean, we don't got much to say. It's going great, and looking forward to these last 2 weeks. I wish Tony was here because I kind of wanted to like mess with Tony a little bit, but he's not. Shout out to Tony though, great guy. People are laughing right now. I don't know if they're laughing at the Matt Cassidy thing or me saying basically about don't break it down, Jose. But with that said, we're going to break down each game. You tell us who would you start and sit from each game. That's what it is, how we do it. So we're just flying by, just You start this guy. You going this is, or I'm not starting this guy. All right. So let's start off with the Lions and Saints. Mahmood Malahi, who will you just start from the Detroit Lions this week?
From Detroit Lions, I'm gonna start Montgomery. Amon Ra, you cannot bench no Amon Ra, and I would say Gibbs. It's gonna be a high running game.
Laporta.
Actually, you can't forget about Laporta. I forgot about Laporta. He's actually been having an incredible year for a tight end. To be honest, it was actually a good pickup.
Yeah, very good pickup. And then, are you starting Jared Goff this week?
No, I'm not. I'm not starting Goff.
I agree. Eric Rotonia for the Saints. Who you got?
I'm going to start Olave. I'll think long and hard about Taysom Hill. Boom Philly, by the way.
You got him?
Yeah,
you
I got him.
You send the message?
I will.
You better do it, man. Tony going to end up doing it because I already sent.
I saw Taysom Hill, but I wanted him too. So
yeah.
Hey, all right, I'll type it in.
Yeah, type it in.
Taysom Hill obviously going to go Kamara, and I think that's it. That's where you draw the line.
You said Olave too, right?
Yeah, maybe Juwan Johnson if you're getting like real frisky, but
I got to start him this week. I'm starting Juwan Johnson.
And there's a lot of tight ends. You got Kincaid. You got
Hawkinson.
Hawkinson's on a bye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's why I have Hawkinson, so I have to start Juwan Johnson. Moti,
Yes, sir.
what's going on? Next game, we got the Chargers and Patriots. Who are you starting for LA?
We're going Keenan Allen. We're going Herbert. We go Eckler.
How about Gerald Everett? If you have to.
What team he play for?
Ooh,
Chargers?
yeah.
No good.
No good. Moti, you had him like a boom Philly. Play dudes primetime twice, Moti.
And he failed me twice.
All right, Patriots. I think literally the only person that's startable is Ramondre Stevenson. If you're feeling frisky, like Eric said, you might want to go with Devontae Parker because Demario Douglas is out, and maybe even Hunter Henry, to be honest with you, just in case, because just throwing it out there that tight ends are low, and just if you're looking for one deep tight end, Hunter Henry. Cardinals are traveling to Pittsburgh to play against the Steelers. Mahmoud, who you just start for Arizona?
For Arizona, I'm gonna go Marquise Brown. Is he
gonna play?
Yeah, he's active.
He is.
Yeah.
He's a sleeper, to be honest. And you got to go James Conner. And there's a lot of quarterbacks as well that's on a bye. If you got to start Kyle Murray, then you're gonna have to start Kyle.
I'm starting Kyle Murray this week. Who would you? Trey McBride. You starting him too? Oh, we got the update. Here we go. Go from 4 to 1.
They're going through 1 through 5. So
I told you guys.
Yeah.
I told you.
Five.
No, they're going 1. I already got 1.
I told you guys that they were going to go 1 through 5 because they know what 1 and 2 is going to be. Go ahead.
1, Michigan.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's what they got right now. I'm looking.
Oh, man, you had this up like you had it already.
No,
All right, number 1 for the first time in the college football playoff, back to being number 1, the University of Michigan. Moti, are you surprised, or is this what you expected?
I'm not surprised because we're America's team.
Moti, you silly man. All right, but with that said, keep it rolling.
Should I wait for all of them or?
No, you can keep doing that. Keep doing that. That's funny. Pittsburgh Steelers. Eric, who already started?
I hate this, but I'm gonna boom Philly George Pickens rather.
Yeah.
I just the Deontay Johnson bailing out on the fumble last week. It's not a good look, and it just feels like it's time. I don't believe that the Steelers are back after firing Canada, but they did put up 400 yards of offense last week. Arizona's pretty bad defensively, so I think it might be a little shootout there. So.
And are you starting Warren and Najee Harris too, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. All right, number 2, Yusuf. Number 1 was Michigan.
Number 1 was Michigan. Number 2 is Washington.
All right, so far, kind of what I expected. Number 1, Michigan. 2, Washington. This is where it's about to get a little weird now.
They
I think
drama, dog.
Yeah. This is about to get a little weird now. 3, 4, and 5 is going to be interesting to see how this goes. By the way, next year, 12-team playoff is going to be so much fun to watch college football. I can't wait till that happens. And then all these new conferences. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm an old school guy. I like to see old school stuff. But I still think that's going to be awesome, too. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, all these teams going everywhere. Colts, Titans, weird game. But, Moti, I'm giving you the Colts.
Colts, start Zach Moss. Taylor's out. And start
Michael Pittman.
Mahmoud's boom Philly.
There you go. This is big right here. Number 3 is big, guys. This is big.
Number 3 is Texas.
Wow.
Bama is going to be
Michigan
4.
versus Texas.
Bama is good. What do you mean, Michigan?
Yeah,
in the
Michigan's
final?
No.
Yeah.
We play 4.
Yeah.
Florida State. I told y'all, man.
It's not yet. Hold on.
It's going to be Florida State.
Hey, it's going to be Bama or Florida State.
Bro, they ain't going to disrespect Florida State.
I'm not even looking at the comments.
They already did. Texas jumped them already. Florida State ain't in.
I think so.
They're getting
too.
left out.
Told you, Eric. It's gonna be.
Is it? We got it? Don't do it to us.
They're just showing Florida State, Georgia, and Bama, like 3.
All right. Here
All
we go.
3 of 'em.
For Titans, I'm gonna quickly say Derrick Henry is a good start, and that's it. Maybe if you're getting again, know a lot of tight ends are out. Chiggy Okonkwo, he had an all right week last week, and I think Indianapolis is a good matchup for tight ends. So just throwing that out there. I know a couple people that said actually starting Chiggy this week. All right, let's keep it rolling. We got Broncos and Texans. Mahmood Malahi, who are you starting for Denver?
Like I said, man, Cortland Sutton. I've been talking about him the whole show, man.
Yeah.
I hope he don't disappoint me because I am flexing him.
Yeah.
I would go Cortland Sutton is a must start. Russell Wilson as well because, there's a lot of quarterbacks that are on bye. And you got Javonte Williams.
Yeah, I agree. Eric Antonio, Texans. Moti, what you doing, man? Don't be looking at the breaking news. All right, Texans, Eric Antonio.
Stroud, Singletary likely still, and then you're gonna go Collins and Tank Dell.
Here we go. The number 4.
Michigan in the first round will play the University of Georgia.
Stop playing.
Whoa! My God!
No.
Whoa! You can't be. Are you serious?
Steve Harvey.
They messed me up.
They put him at
I put them
5.
at 6.
Man, what are you doing,
Listen, I'm
Yusuf?
very sorry, guys.
Man, take away the air horn, man. Take away the air horn. You gotta raise the.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been crazy. Like, it didn't make no sense.
Yeah, that would have been.
You had us all
I
shocked.
got 4 now.
You got 4 or 5,
4.
Yusuf?
It says 4. They put them at 4. 4 is. Let me make sure. 4 is Alabama.
Oh my
They let them.
God!
Wow. They
Damn.
screwed Florida
Florida
State.
State is screwed, yeah, big time.
But I mean, no one wants to see the third stringer.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Great playoff matchups
Best.
now.
Yeah,
Best.
it
Best
is,
case
it is,
scenario,
it is.
you got Michigan, Washington, Texas, and Alabama. But even though to me, Michigan and Alabama is better than Washington and Texas. I mean, maybe. I mean, in my
It's gonna be 2.
That'll
good
be the
games.
late game.
2 good games
Yeah.
for sure.
yeah,
What's gonna be late game?
Michigan Bam will be the
Oh,
late game.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
dude, that's crazy. So basically,
That's great for the viewers.
it is. That is
Truthfully.
very, very good for the viewers. There you go. That's crazy. That was the playoff matchups. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. We're gonna keep things rolling.
Wow.
Man, that's crazy. Now, Yusuf,
They disrespected the ACC like crazy.
I mean, man, listen, Florida State, man. Let's be real right
That was
now, bro.
an ugly game to
that
watch
was, yeah, like, dude, the last 3 games, we peeped out their last 3 games, was terrible. We were talking about Broncos and Texans. I think you gave us the Texans, right? You gave us everybody that you needed. All right, we got Falcons and Jets, Moti, Atlanta Falcons. Who you starting?
Atlanta Falcons, we're gonna go with Bijan. Man, probably that's it for me.
That's about it.
I don't trust nobody else there, man.
And this is why I said yesterday when we were talking, I was like, Arthur Smith needs to be fired. I don't care if they win a division. I don't care if they even win a division, because if they win, it's going to be like a 9-8, 8-9, or 10-7, the best. But what he has done to his skilled players is, to me, the most embarrassing thing in the world. Like, even with Bijan, up until like this point, like, you got these players. I know their quarterbacks are maybe not that great, but still, I would find ways to feed Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and especially Bijan. I mean, even though he's starting now, to give him touches. Like, come on, man. You drafted all these guys are first rounders. You know what I'm saying? These guys are first rounders, and you
Top
got
10 picks.
top 10 picks, and you're treating them like, again, 3 catches a game, 2 catches a game. That's crazy to me. Jets, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, and that's it. Another frisky tight end, Tyler Conklin. He's been a safe floor of like 8-9 points. If you're looking for that from your tight end position, you might go with Tyler Conklin. Dolphins, Commanders, who you got from Miami?
Miami, you got to go to Cheetah. Cheetah is number 1. You're not benching no Cheetah. Jalen Waddle as well. And, the running back position is a little tough. I'm gonna go Mostert. I do have both Mostert and A-Chain. I'm gonna start Mostert to see what A-Chain does this week. I know he's coming back from a knee injury, but I'm not taking that risk yet. Even though one play is explosive of him, then you got a good 16 points.
Yeah. No, I agree with you about the Mostert going safe with this week because to me he's safer, and you got to watch HA. They might be active, but he might only get like 7 touches or something. Just
I know I kind of
reel him in.
forgot Tua as well. I apologize. Tua, he's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
He came back to this year. He's having a wonderful year, and he's gonna sit and feed everyone in that offensive team.
Knock on wood. Shout out to Tua Tagovailoa. He's obviously been hurt and stuff has happened, but quietly having a solid year. If you peep him out, he's been like last year. He'd be falling like weird. Like he was going down weird. Even when he like got up, it was like weird fall downs. I heard that over the off season he was doing some different things. What was it like? I feel like he was doing I don't know. He was doing some special stuff that were like it was teaching him how to fall down. And he looked like he's been all right this year. No issues. People were worried. With all the concussions, like would he be playing this year? So Miami, they got to be happy with what they're getting out of Tua so far. Commanders, who you got?
Yeah. One thing on the running backs for Miami, I do think it's interesting. Mostert's probably safer, but if this gets to be a blowout, I could see A-Chain getting a lot of touches late in the game. And to your point, if he just gets one, he could take it to the house. So it's an interesting dynamic there. But with that said, Commanders, I do think they'll get crushed in this game. So, but I think it's a good opportunity for some pass yards. Of course, you're going to play Howell to the point we talked about earlier. He's just been slinging it, and we can expect them to be down all game. I am going to fire up, of course, Terry McLaurin, but I'm going to think long and hard about Curtis Samuel this week.
Boom Philly for me.
Boom Philly for you?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, so I do like it. He's going to get the slot, which is the best and the most advantageous matchup compared to those corners that they got on the outside in Miami. So I think he could have a game, and that's about it.
Yeah. If I had a player to drop, I was going to start Curtis Samuel this week, to be honest with you. But, it was one of those situations I didn't want to drop nobody. But he's available in our league. I think Curtis Samuel is going to have a good week. Just like you said, he won't have to deal with those 2 corners, Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey. So, obviously Sam Howell is going to try to look for the advantage. And I think he might have a decent week this week. Panthers, Buccaneers, a game that nobody cares about unless they have fantasy purposes. Moti, I'm sorry I have to give you Carolina, Moti. Who you got for Carolina?
I wanted Carolina because I hope Jacob is watching this, but I'm not starting Thielen because that's all he's been doing.
Yeah,
Lately.
doing that.
Yeah.
He's been so frustrating.
But for the Panthers, man, I thought they figured out the running game last week with Hubbard. So he's probably the only one that I'm messing with this week from Carolina.
Buccaneers for me, obviously starting Mike Evans. You might have to start Baker Mayfield if you're, got bye weeks and stuff like that. And honestly, I wouldn't even start anyone else. Chris Godwin to me has been not that great. You thought you might be getting a receiver who's solid flex, but to me, like the last few weeks, Chris Godwin, what has he done? So you said and Rashad White for sure. Rashad White, low key top 10 fantasy running back, been a safe floor like every week. What he's been giving you, I know you have him, Eric. Like Rashad White, at least minimum 12. You know what I'm saying?
He's solid.
15.
He is solid, man.
Yeah. And the perfect
His floor
situation.
keeps rising too. I mean, he's the lead guy. He gets so many touches.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like, might not be efficient, but he's getting those catches, and he's about 20 touches a game at least.
What do we say? Volume is king.
Volume is king, especially in fantasy football. I agree with that. All right, with that said, let's keep it rolling. We're already in the 4 o'clock games. We got the game of the week, 49ers, Eagles. First of all, who do you got winning this game? And then who are you starting for the 49ers?
49ers got to go CMC, Debo, Kittle. I would say not flex, but start Brock Purdy. He's going to have a solid game, to be honest. And this is actually a revenge game for them. It was the NFC Championship last year, and I feel like...
San Fran's favored, by the way. Somehow, some way. Eagles are 10-1. San Fran's 8-3, but San Fran's -3 favored. At Philly's home, by the way. Yeah, Philly's home too.
I'll still go 49ers.
All right, there you go. Eric Antonio, who are you starting for Philly?
Philly, you're going to start Swift, Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. That's it. Goddard ain't playing, right?
I hope not.
No, I don't think he's back yet.
Okay.
Yep.
And who you got winning this game?
They were talking about possibly Zach Ertz going there, which is kind of interesting.
No, I can see it. I can see it.
The familiarity,
Yeah.
he could still provide some value to that team. I am going with the Niners in this game. I just think there's so much bad blood built up from last year, so much anger, being that they had to, play with basically Debo playing quarterback. It was ridiculous. So I think they're mad, they're salty, and they're going to want this game more. Eagles have been going through a gauntlet, and God bless them, they've been playing fantastic, but I just don't think they get through this game.
The Eagles can go from being the number one team in the NFL to a wild card team in 2 weeks. I'm telling you, they lose to San Fran, they lose to Dallas. They are now 10-3, and Dallas is 10-3. I don't know how that tiebreaker would work out because they both are 1-1 against each other. But I'm just throwing it out there, Eagles fans. Things can change quickly in the next 3 weeks for you guys. Moti, who you got winning this game, by the way? Just quickly want to say that.
Damn, it's hard to bet against Philly, but I got 49ers.
Me too. We're going to go clean slate with the 49ers. I think San Fran, I think they want it more. I don't know which one of you guys said that, but I do think that they definitely want it more. So we'll see how this goes. Another 4 o'clock game. Cleveland Browns going to L.A. to play against the Rams. Moti, who you got start for Cleveland? Joe Flacco is the quarterback, which I think, by the way, is an upgrade for all skill position players on Cleveland. I know you might call me crazy. Because Dorian Thompson, man, he let's go, man. Like, let's be real right now. He had 150 yards total, maybe, every time he started. And then P.J. Walker, which I thought he was not doing that bad, but, I mean, I guess he's obviously not playing well. Then Amari Cooper was raving about Joe Flacco, man. He was saying he had some zip to it still. Throwing it out there. I mean, I'm not saying a huge upgrade, but I think it's an upgrade for those skill position players. Moti, who you got, Cleveland or?
Listen, man, Joe Flacco.
You said you got to go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Please.
Go ahead. There you go.
Oh, my God. Like, I know we're not hyping up a 38-year-old Joe Flacco.
I don't want to hype, bro. I just think he's a slight upgrade over P.J. Walker and Dorian Thompson-Robinson, bro.
Yo, Cleveland, listen, he's my ice-cold milkshake sit of the week.
Hey, I was looking at his projections. I almost boom Philly there, Moti. He's only at 12, guys. He only needs to get 18.
12? Oh, damn. That's crazy.
He's at 12 as a quarterback. Like, you need 200 yards. And
Is he the tight end?
Yeah, I know. That's crazy.
He plays tight end?
Let me see.
Yeah, 12 is crazy for a quarterback, man. That tells you straight up that they're going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball. And see, their defense is going to keep them in the game.
For sure.
You know what
For
I'm saying?
sure.
But you're asking me who to start. I mean, Amari Cooper is somebody you just can't sit, but
You got him, right? Are you starting him?
I'm not starting him, though.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I'm not starting
What do you mean you can't, guys?
You can't.
I'm not starting him.
What's his
I'll
projections?
give you.
11, like 11.5, something like that.
I'm gonna boom Philly him just to prove a point to you
Do
guys,
it,
bro.
I mean,
Don't
if he hits
forget,
one pass, good for him.
Don't
but
forget, well, in that, they're going to be down. I feel like Cleveland's going to be down that because they got Denzel Ward out. Let's not forget about that.
Oh, he's out?
Denzel Ward is out.
I mean, I'm not gonna boom
well,
Philly.
the
I'm not-
Rams going
Yeah, we'll see what's up. But
most time sandwich.
Yeah.
So,
are you starting Cooper? I mean, you're not starting Cooper.
I mean, me personally, I'm not. But I'm saying if somebody has Cooper and
How about Jerome Ford? Are you starting Jerome Ford?
no sir, no sir,
what about Njoku? I mean, you need a tight end.
no sir.
All right, there we
Njoku
go.
has been good, but I cannot trust Flacco. You have no idea what you're gonna
sure.
get.
It's true. Rams, obviously, Kyron Williams. Got to go Cup. Got to go Nakua.
Do you have to?
Yes.
I'm sitting Cup.
I mean,
can't
you're
play
probably
him
in a
again.
great situation.
I mean, it's I got.
Who you starting over him?
I'll tell you, I got Ridley, Thielen, and Devontae Smith over him. I think that's a bad sign for where Cooper Kupp is at. He's been bad. And not that he's lost talent or anything, but his ankle is banged up.
Yeah.
I mean, they're running him as a decoy at this point.
That's true.
Cooper Kupp got paid. That's why he's doing it for his team. So
Yeah. That's for people that drafted Cooper
But
Kupp,
I
they gotta
would-
be mad as heck because they probably took him in the second, third
Second,
round.
third
Yeah.
round.
Was suspended for. I mean, not suspended, but he was out 4 games, and then now he's struggling, and so it's one of those stories of I guarantee you, everybody that has. Well, I mean, maybe not you, but people like are just probably inching to get to the playoffs, getting close because. A pick like that can screw you over in a way for the rest of the season.
I think part of that is built up frustration in starting him and not getting production.
Yeah,
right?
that
so
too.
if you have other options that are somewhat decent, you're more inclined to lean that way.
All right, San Francisco defense or Pittsburgh defense? Who'd you start? San Fran playing against Philly, Pittsburgh playing against Arizona.
That's a tough one, to be honest. But I would lean towards more Pittsburgh. Because, TJ Watt, he's going to get his few sacks in. And I feel like they get a few interceptions. The 49ers game is going to be a high-scoring game, I feel like.
Interesting. Eric?
I agree. I think that game's a shootout. I go Steelers.
Moti?
I'm going to disagree with my fellow hosts here. I think the San Francisco defense is going to make it hard today for the Eagles offense. Kyler Murray, when he came back to Arizona, I think that he brought a little juice to that offense. Then you got Malcolm Brown coming back today. I think that game might be more of a high scoring game than the Eagles 49ers.
Interesting. Chiefs, Packers, Sunday Night Football. We got 2 more games left. Who you starting for the Chiefs?
Fire up Rice. Rice has been incredible with Mahomes. Let's not forget that he's been putting at least 15, 16 points a game. And you got to go Pachinko, Kelsey, and Mahomes.
There you go. Green Bay, Eric, are you starting Jordan Love this week?
No.
Okay, how about any of the
KC's
receivers?
been tough defensively.
Yeah.
I'll say. So no receivers, and no, I don't want to start. Aaron Jones is out, right? So no, I don't want to start Dylan.
So you want to start anybody from Green Bay this week?
No, unless you need a dart throw. Jaden Reed has been
Solid. Yeah,
Homer.
for sure.
That is a homer, but he is good. He is solid though.
Okay, let's have this quick question, Moti, because I know you've been saying Dobbs. Who's the number 1 receiver in Green Bay?
I mean, I still think it's Dobbs. You know what I'm saying? Dobbs is even though Watson's starting to turn up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And as far as Jaden Reed, I said he's going to be a good NFL receiver when he was in college. But I still think it's Dobbs.
Guys, who's the best receiver in Green Bay?
The
Number
best
one,
or the
number
number one?
Number 1 receiver in Green Bay.
I think the number 1 is Dobbs right now, but
The past couple of weeks, I'm gonna give it to Reed. He's been performing, but with Christian Watson, he's still, to be honest, he's still a great receiver. But I'm still gonna go Reed.
Yeah, and Green Bay, thank goodness they had some losses in the beginning of the year. Remember when we were at Moti's house, I was like, guys, I don't know why we're sleeping on the Packers. Like, I was like, I can see them making that turn right now. Don't be surprised they make the playoffs, guys. That wild card, Seattle and Minnesota are 6-6. Green Bay's 5-6. They play the Chiefs. It's not easy, but I'm just throwing it out there, man. Like Jordan Love, I think it's all on his shoulders. Their defense is solid. Green Bay's defense is solid, and they got a couple people coming back too. But Green Bay, watch out for Green Bay, man. They can turn up, and to me, coaching. They have a great coach. So Bengals, Jaguars, Moti. Bengals, who you got?
Bengals is tough, man, but you can't sit Chase. You just can't sit Chase, man.
How about Mixon? Were you starting Mixon?
Yeah, Mixon's a tough play today, man. The defense is gonna put probably 8 in the box. Trying to stop that, force them to make quick throws. Mixon is tough, man. I'm forced to start Mixon for me.
I'm going Ridley. Obviously, you got to go ETN as well. You go Kirk. Might as well too. I mean Ingram. He's been a top 10 tight end. Ingram has been 10 points. For everybody. Like whatever it is, he'll give you that 10. Funny, but he's top 10 still though. And Trevor Lawrence, obviously, you can't really, I don't think you can bench Trevor Lawrence at this point. We're going to run our last ad, get y'all Boom Phillies ready, because that's what we're going to go over. And then we're going to talk about what we're looking forward to the most this week. And that is the show for this week. So we're going to give our final shout out. Let's give a shout out to Hanley. Yusuf, shout out to Hanley International Academy. We appreciate them and their support. And we're going to get you our Boom Phillies and what we're looking forward to the most.
Yusuf, you seem like a pretty smart man. What elementary/middle school did you get promoted from?
The one and only Hanley International Academy.
Hanley International Academy is a school that treats every student and staff like their own family. It's even in their vision statement, educating your child like our own. Their location is 2400 Denton Street, Hamtramck, Michigan. Their phone number is 313-875-8888. The academics there are great. The athletics there are great. Thank you to the staff and administrators at Hanley for educating our leaders of tomorrow.
Because I got to write them down because we do keep track. All right, speaking of Boom Phillies, let me go ahead and quickly go over the percentages. Believe it or not, the guests are in first place, So Mahmood, help us out here and get 0 for 5 if you can.
No pressure.
All right, guests 32.8. I'm in second at 30.8. Third place is Jose at 29%. Fourth place is Moti at 24.1. Fifth is Tony at 24, and AB is 23.8, and then Ratonia is at 19.6. That's where we currently are at, and Boom Phillies. I'm going to quickly fly through mine, and then maybe even AB's, because I know AB sent his yesterday. I just got to find AB's. I'm going to go over AB's right quick. It was a couple. He only had 3 right now. All right, so he has Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans, AJ Brown. He's going for big names this week. Shout out to AB. My Boom Phillies. I already missed out on Jason Myers. Yes, you can do kickers as well, by the way. I got Juwan Johnson, Derrick Henry, Curtis Samuel, Greg Dortch, Dustin Hopkins, Tyler Conklin, Devontae Parker, Taysom Hill, and I'm going to now add Courtland Sutton. All right, shout out to Courtland Sutton. I do think he's going to have a good week as well. Eric Otonia, what are your Boom Phillies this week?
I'm going with J-Mo, Taysom Hill, Zach Moss, George Pickens.
All right. Mahmood, what are your boom Phillies this week?
I'm gonna go start off with Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton will be, he'll get you a touchdown. I have Michael Pittman, Rashad White, and this one is gonna draw a lot of interest. It's DeAndre Hopkins. I feel like he's gonna have a good game.
All right, so you got Sutton. I gotta write it down. You said you got Rashad White. You said Hopkins and Pittman. All right, Moti only does play dudes prime time. He has a theory that he start these players on prime time. That they show up. Bright lights. Players show up, so Moti only sticks with primetime games. So Moti, who's your play dudes primetime this week?
We got Green Bay versus KC. I'm gonna go Romeo Dobbs for Green Bay, Kadarius Toney for KC. And then we got Jacksonville and Cincinnati. I'm gonna go Zay Jones and Tyler Boyd.
There you go. That's Moti's Play Dudes Prime Time. Shout out to these fellas, man. It was a great show. It was a great time. I'm going to quickly, again, just do a quick shout out, so then we can talk about what we're looking forward to the most this week. First of all, be sure to follow us on all of our socials, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok under Oz Media. You can listen to our shows on Apple and Spotify podcasts under Oz Media. Shout out to the sponsors, of course. You got Balkan House, Juice Box, Qahwah House, BC Adhesives, Specialty Medical Center, Hanley International Academy, and Unique Coney Island. We appreciate their support. Shout out to Mahmood for coming on. Very knowledgeable guy, knows what he's talking about. I really do hope you win a fantasy championship, because I know we've both been itching to be in the same league for a while now. So we can make that happen, hopefully, inshallah, next year. So good luck with your leagues, Mahmood. With that said, what are you looking forward to the most? It could be fantasy, it could be reality. What you looking forward to the most this week?
I'm going to call it off for the football game. 49ers and Eagles, I'm looking forward to that. But the only thing that I didn't like was the NFL scheduling. You guys put in a 4 o'clock game. That's a primetime game. It's a divisional championship game. It should have been at least a Sunday night or Monday night game.
The way those things work, obviously Fox, they own the 4 o'clock games, some of them. They wasn't going to give up that game. They have to come up with a deal. So Fox probably had that game scheduled from the beginning of the year. They were not going to give up that game. That's why, for some people that are at home are wondering why some games don't get moved, because these media companies own these games, the rights to the games, and some games they're just not going to give up. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely one of them where Fox was probably like, yeah, that's not going to happen, because obviously the NFL probably wanted to flex that game into a Sunday night for sure. Eric, Antonio, what are you looking forward to the most?
I'm looking forward to a Detroit Lions bounce back this week.
I'm with you on that. That's what I'm looking forward to. I really am looking forward to that. I want to see our defense specifically play well. I want to see them to give us some hope that, all right, every team is not going to just run over us. So we'll see. Moti, what are you looking forward to?
Definitely a Lions win, inshallah. And like I said, I'm battling for the eighth spot in one of my leagues, so I really need to go on a winning streak.
All right. Good luck to everybody in fantasy. We're down to our last 2 weeks. Again, Mahmood, we appreciate you. Eric, Antonio, is always a pleasure, man, to have you on. We hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll be back next week with Uncle Eddie and Sadiq right before fantasy playoffs, so it should be interesting. Be sure to tune in. Have a great, wonderful Sunday.